Hi everybody, in this video I'm sharing with you my opinion about the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. I have the phone for like 5 days or so now. I have issues and I'm going to share with you in this video, but basically I wanted a phone that can capture high quality videos and photos, especially in low light. One of the reasons I actually bought the phone, also one of the other reasons was the Snapdragon 8 Elite, which I wanted a really powerful phone. It seems like a big gap compared to previous generation in terms of performance and efficiency. Also got it with the free photography kit. I mean, it's not sold for free, but I got it for free because, you know, I just got it early. So a few people who got it early got this photography kit for free. All right, quick words about the design. I actually have no problem with design. I actually got the white. I think it's actually very pretty phone in general. It's a big, thing there at the top, but it doesn't really bothers me. I come from OnePlus 6, so it's a big difference in terms of the bulge at the back. But it doesn't bother me. The phone doesn't really feel that heavy compared to my previous phone. I don't find it to be an issue. Even if I put it on the table, it's not flat. It's not an issue for me. I care more about the functionality of the phone than the phone maybe not looking that pretty or, with this extra bulge. It doesn't bother me. It gets into the pocket. I feel comfortable. All in all, it's not an issue. Also, regarding the balance of the weight, I thought it's going to fall down very quickly to the other side, but it actually was pretty well balanced in terms of weight. I wasn't expecting that, so it's not even a big issue in that aspect. I won't talk about too much about the screen. It's actually beautiful. Some little curves, at the side, but overall it feels flat. Beautiful screen, high quality one, no issues with that at all. All right, I bought it for the camera, so I got the camera quality. Well, excellent. I would say except the ultra wide, which I think the performance of the ultra wide is the worst among all the other ones. But in terms of sharpness, dynamic range, colors, excellent. I mean, if you use the default setting, the original one, it's kind of moved towards the more saturated look, but you have other options you can choose that reduces the saturation. It's up to you to decide which one you prefer. I also think that the bokeh is absolutely excellent, really beautiful, especially if you are taking pictures and recording videos with either with a 1-inch sensor or with the Tele 4.3 telephoto, the new telephoto, 200 megapixel telephoto. It just has beautiful, smooth, buttery smooth bokeh, which is really beautiful. Of course, the closer you get to the subject and the further the background is from the subject, the more prominent it becomes, and the closer you get also, the more prominent it becomes. But even at a relatively, let's say, long distance, you still be able to see it with another camera with a smaller sensor. You won't actually notice it at all. Everything will just appear sharp. So here it's different. Whether you're taking, for example, portraits or shooting different objects, you get really nice bokeh, which is really nice. You can see the bokeh again, the 1-inch sensor. So I'm going to get to the 4.3. Very, very smooth. And of course it's optical, so it's going to be like perfect without any issues. Here you can see it as well. Very nice bokeh, and you can see even the fine details. Again, this is like optical one, not virtual one, so it's just pixel perfect. Also, I want to check out the zoom. This is ultra wide, and then we're going to move to the little signs over there with the telephoto, and I'm going to use here the digital zoom as well. So try to get in and see how good I can actually get to see those little signs there, and you'll be surprised how actually good it is. I also want to say that in terms of image stabilization, it's excellent in my opinion. I mean, it holds very well. I mean, I've seen better in terms of the digital stabilization, like on the iPhone, for example, 16 Pro Max. It is better. And although I tried the steady shot, I didn't see any improvement, to be honest with you. Although steady shot is limited to 4K 30, but maybe I missed something. Nonetheless, the stabilization, the default one, very good and performs very well. Yeah, I'm going to speed it up in video editing so you can actually see. You're just going to zoom in, you can see that I can actually read even the small letters there. It's amazing how close you can actually get. This is already, of course, digital zoom, but very, very clear. And even stabilization works very well here. Anyway, really great results in terms of getting closer to your object and seeing the details. Of course, it's not perfect because, again, it's still digital, but the details are there, and quite surprising how good it is compared to how I actually got started from far away. Now, same goes to night videos. It actually looks great. I think the phone has some kind of aggressive, relatively noise reduction, although it works very well in terms of maintaining details. So I think segmentation works very well here. But you might notice in the sky, for example, or in certain smooth areas where you see patches kind of animated, like areas, like the noise reduction is just getting crazy there. It's not super smooth. And with the ultra wide, it's just relatively bad. I mean, it's very bad compared to the 1 inch, for example, because it's pretty noisy. But yeah, I expected that. It's not an issue for me because I'm not shooting a lot with ultra wide. Just so you know that the difference between the ultra wide and the other cameras are quite significant in terms of quality. The ultra wide underperforms by a large margin. Again, the cameras have very good dynamic range, colors, sharpness. It's all there, performing very well all across the board, except, again, the ultra wide. There's one big issue regarding stuttering, and apparently it's not just me, because I've seen it on other reviews of other people and also seen people talk about it on Reddit. So there is an issue. Let me just show you. So you can see it here. People are reporting the same thing that I'm reporting. When I'm actually moving, again, not when I'm static, when I'm moving, you can see it here. There's severe stuttering. It happens quite frequently. I think only in the zoom cameras. I think it's related to the stabilization, also to the shutter speed, because when I increases the shutter speed, it was less prominent. But constant stuttering that happens, you can see it here. It just moves like shaking. It's crazy. It's bad. It's really, really bad. It just ruins the video. And it happens all the time when I'm actually moving and shooting at the same time. Whether it's fixable, probably, but I haven't heard anything just yet about Xiaomi acknowledging this issue. This is log file. I was playing also with log videos and using different LUTs. Conversion also on the phone, you can do that as well. You can even have a preview while actually shooting with log, which is nice. You can actually compose better and see actually what you're shooting, because otherwise it just appears kind of a grayish and pale. And I actually prefer just downloading other LUTs from the internet and use them and designing to my liking, basically. And you need to go to Pro Mode and then click the little arrow at the top, and then you see log. You can just click the log button and then you can start shooting in log. Of course, this has, I think, 10-bit and is weighs more compared to regular video, but if you want the highest quality and great degree of freedom for editing your videos in post, this is the best way to do so. Yes, I brought it into DaVinci Resolve and kind of used another LUT that I actually downloaded on web, something free, and quite a lot of them. It's a lot, lots. And yeah, so the result I'm going to show you now. So this is before, and you're going to see after in a moment. I just loved it because it just shows the color as I wanted to and the brightness and everything. Maybe a clipping here and there in the sky, but overall I really like how it looks and decided to stay with that. Again, great degree of control, image looks excellent, and it's up to you. You can decide to do some really crazy thing. You can just download other LUTs that really give you significantly different results. Let me show you. All right, this is less saturated one. This is kind of weird color. This is kind of a filmic one that I've seen. Again, you can play with lots of things, and again, you're still going to get very, very good looking videos, but in a non-destructive way, because you can just apply different LUTs and get different results. It's not pre-processed in the camera itself. Although you have the option to process it on phone, if you want to do that, you can do that. And it's going to save on the side. It's not going to override the original file, so you can just save it as a new video. Also, macro photography is excellent on this phone. I love it so much. It doesn't matter if you, for example, if you're using the ultra wide, you can use super macro, which I'm going to show you soon. You can also really focus close with the ×3. You can get to 10 centimeters from what I've read, and you can go with super macro is 5 centimeters, but you can even get very close shot, of course, with the 4.3 zoom, which still allows you to get closer. But again, whether you want to get closer to the subject, just capture the subject up close with all the details, everything is possible with this phone, with the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. This is, for example, a super macro focusing on the bill. You can get very close and see all the fine details, and just excellent. It's supposed to be like 5 centimeters, but for me it was like 7.5. I tried to get closer closer to 7 centimeters, but it wasn't the case. I don't know why, but yeah, based on my testing. But you can get very, very close to it. This is a super macro of 3 basically getting very, very close to it. All the details are there, very, very sharp. Still looking great. And then I'm just going to pull off in a moment so you can actually see what I'm actually shooting. Yeah, it was very, very close to it and just basically a tree. Now you can also get very close to faraway objects. Yeah, it's not macro, of course, just close-up shots with the telezoom, which works very well. Keep in mind here I'm actually using digital zoom as well, so it's a bit blurry here and there. The issue, by the way, with the stuttering, I also notice it when I'm kind of panning. I don't know what's the reason for that. I don't think it's the same issues compared to what I've actually experienced at night, because this is again in daylight. But you can see it's kind of a this is kind of blurry when you kind of move fast from side to side. Maybe it's normal, I'm not sure, but it's kind of annoying, but yeah. But again, this is a great advantage where having the, a high zoom and ability to even kind of zoom in further and still get high quality videos. You can get, I think, up to 30 times 30, but again, keep in mind the visual quality will suffer to some degree. This is a super macro. Yeah, you are limited, by the way, I think to 4K 60 for super macro. You can go above that, but it looks really nice. You can see all the details there. This is super macro of kind of a leaf. Really beautiful bouquet. Looks really nice. There are also different Leica options to play with. If you want authentic or something natural, you can play with it. Black and white and other colors you can apply. Depends on your, to your liking. If you want something more vibrant, you can do so. If you want something more natural, you can do that. If you want black and white, or if you want high contrast one, you can have this. This is the more, I think this is the vibrant one by Leica. It's more saturated, as you can see. Just keep in mind some of them were recorded in 1080p by mistake, so ignore the quality here. Yeah, this, for example, is just the black and white version of it. This was actually taken at night, very little light around, and you're going to see immediately the difference between taking photos with the ultra wide, which you're going to see here. At the moment they turn into the 1-inch sensor is going to be a huge difference, because again, more light is captured. You can see here, I can see colors. Everything just lights up altogether. This is the advantage of having a 1-inch sensor on your phone with relatively fast aperture. So this is a huge difference. Now the 2x is basically the extension of the large sensor. That's why you won't see any difference in terms of light gathering when you turn into the 2x. You can see here, because it's just a crop. And then if you move to 3, you're going to see a difference, and these get darker. And then 1.3, which also not the same as the 1-inch sensor, still relatively very good, but again, it won't be like the 1-inch, which literally just light up the entire area. Another thing I noticed when taking shooting videos at 8K, that for some reason it's much noisier, and I think that the noise reduction that makes all the other videos in 4K look so buttery smooth yet detailed. Here it's very relatively very noisy, and I think that's because noise reduction, either it's not active or it's active less, or using, I think it's not active basically, because you can see lots of kind of a noisy snow noise all over. And I think it also doesn't use pixel binding as well, and maybe that's the reason. I'm not sure, but it seems like it, because the quality was much less in low light compared to 4K 60. And what you see here is actually from the 8K 30 recording. So what I'm saying, that for quality, either you want to put it, for example, stable. So if you stable it, you won't see lots of, for example, noise or some artifacts of movement. But if you want the highest quality, maybe like shooting when moving, probably 4K 60 will be the best way to go. This is another one shot originally in 4K. So basically, I'm very satisfied, except from the stuttering. It's an issue for me. Really severe stuttering in low light while moving in 4K 60, and the one that I tested. It seemed less prominent when you increase the shutter speed, but again, in low light, you won't get fast shutter speed. You're going to get low shutter speed. So this means that in low light, if you're going to shoot while moving, it's going to be a real issue. It just stutters all the time. Hopefully this is something that can be addressed and fixed, but this is an issue. If I knew about the issue, I wouldn't have bought this phone. I mean, I would probably wait a bit. Oh, I couldn't actually wait, to be honest with you. I'd probably do something else, or maybe buy another phone. But anyway, that's the case. It's an issue for me. Maybe for some it won't be an issue, but this is something that if it's, again, for many people, it needs to be addressed as fast as possible. It might not be the case. Yeah, it might be maybe a batch or something, or but based on what I've seen so far, it might be very common, and just people haven't realized that just yet. Thanks for watching.